Hello everyone, welcome to day 24, holy cow, we're almost done, of our month-long series. Thank you for being here. I'm happy you're here, I really am. I hope you are seeing a little bit of the fruit of this practice, I truly do. So keep with it, keep doing it. Give me any feedback you have. Today's class is going to be a classic flow, classic practice. We'll do a little warm-up, we'll move through some traditional sun salutations, and then some very common poses that we might hold for longer periods of time as opposed to just flowing through them one breath per movement. So this is for the people who, when they're in Warrior 2, they're like, I want to stay there for a few breaths instead of just using it as a transition. That's what this class is. Classic, should feel pretty good. Grab whatever props you need. We're going to get started at the back of the mat in a kneeling pose. If you want to tuck your toes under, at least for a couple breaths, that would be a great stretch for the bottoms of your feet. But it's a big one, so if you need to dip out of it, no worries. Close your eyes down, place your hands in your laps, and drop your shoulders from your ears. And let that sensation of the stretch on the bottoms of your feet bring you into this moment. And let your breath calm you and ground you here and carry you through that stretch. Take a big full inhale in through your nose. Fill up through the chest cavity, the lateral ribs, the belly and back body. Exhale, let it out of your nose. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. Final breath, inhale. This time open your mouth and release it. And shift forward so you can untuck your toes, give them a little wiggle, a little tap. And then sit your hips back onto your heels. Interlace your fingers, place your palms on the front of your heart. Inhale to fill this space. Exhale, push around, turn your hands inside out and press them forward. Inhale, cow pose through the spine. Lift your hands up to the sky, arch through the low back. Exhale, round and push forward. Inhale, lift up to the sky. Exhale, push and round forward. One more time, lift up. This time on the exhale, cactus your elbows, draw your shoulder blades down the back body. Stay for a breath in. Feel up through your chest. Exhale, hands come to the outsides of your knees. Lavasana prep, we've done this before. Inhale to prepare to stretch your heart forward. And then exhale, push into your hands, push into the tops of your feet. Lift your knees from the mat. Curl your nose in. Inhale, drop down, lift through your chest. Exhale, push and lift. Separate your shoulder blades on the back body. One more time. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Good. Lower down, walk your hands forward a big step. And take a circle. So we're warming up through the wrists. Big circles in a clockwise direction. And then the opposite way of whatever you started, doesn't really matter. Good, point your fingertips out to the side. Shift left and right. Now point your fingertips back towards your body. Wrist creases are forward. And then lean your weight back, maybe palms peel off the mat a little bit. And shift forward. And back again. One more time. Good, come back through center. Move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your tail, lift your gaze. Pull your heart through your shoulders. Exhale, tuck chin to chest. Tuck pubic bone up towards your navel. Push the ground away and round through the back body. Inhale, open up, cow pose. Exhale, push and round, cat. One more time with your breath. Good. On your next inhale, reach your right heel back, straighten the leg, and then stretch your left fingertips forward. Breathe in. Balancing table. Keep the torso nice and stable. For 2 more breaths. Good. Exhale, plant your left foot down. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Inhale, twist open to the right. Lengthening across your collarbones. Gaze up towards the right thumb. Good. Exhale, plant your hand. Step your right knee back. 3 rounds of cat-cow. Move with your breath. Close your eyes. Feel into the little pockets and corners of your body. Good. Next time you come back through neutral, extend your left heel long and reach your right fingertips forward. Knit your lower ribs in towards your spine. Stay here for 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Stretch longer. Exhale, plant your right hand. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Ground down through your right palm. Inhale, reach left thumb high. Gaze follows. Find that twist through the upper body. And then drive your left hip bone down. So the twist comes from above the navel for the most part. Breathe in. Good. Replace your left hand down. Walk both hands forward a big step. Left knee meets the right and then lower down onto your belly. Zip your inner thighs together. Stretch your arms back behind you and then lift your chest off the mat. Locust pose. Think about becoming really long, really stretched out, and then lift up a little bit. Like you find some buoyancy. We're here for 5 breaths. Activate the glutes, the hamstrings, the muscles on either side of the spine. 2 more breath cycles. Good. Exhale, release. Plant your hands on either side of the ribs. Drive back to a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips back. Walk out your dog, pedaling out your feet, melting the opposite heel down towards the mat. Good. From here, we're going to build a little bit of heat. We got everything nice and warmed up and activated. Let's move through our ritual. So find a lot of presence in these sun salutations. Inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, hop, float, top of the mat, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stretch along through your spine. Exhale, fold, release. Ground down through your feet. Inhale, come to rise, arms reach high. Exhale, swan dive. Right back down. Inhale, rebound, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, lower through chaturanga or cobra, whatever you need, upward dog. On an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. So always option to drop onto the knees for the chaturanga and always option to keep pelvis and thighs grounded for more of a cobra shape as opposed to upward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, top of the mat, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, release. Push through your feet, come to stand, arms reach high. Breathe in. And let it go right back out as you dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Move through your vinyasa, lowering into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Push to stand, arms sweep up. Find a back bend if you want, and then exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Move through your vinyasa. 2 more rounds on your own. Move with your own breath. You've been here before. If you get the cycle wrong, just move in a way that feels good and right for you. But trust yourself. You know the rhythm. You have the muscle memory now. Finish up, moving through your final round. We'll eventually meet in downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, no rush. And when you get there, close your eyes. Feel into the shape. Push the ground away. Bend your knees. Untuck your sit bones and flick them up towards the sky. And when you get to downward facing dog, plant down through your left foot. Inhale, sweep your right heel high. Exhale, bend your knee to open up your hip. Think about pointing your right knee up towards the sky and curling your heel in towards your glute. Stay here. You can open up the heart towards the right or keep the shoulders square. Micro bend into your left knee. And really press your right heel back behind you to increase the stretch on the front of the right hip. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, step your right foot between your thumbs. Swivel your left heel down. Inhale, we're gonna rise up into a warrior one. Right knee is tracking over second toe. Arms reach high so your biceps frame your ears. Plug your right femur back into its socket and scoop left hip forward a little bit. Bend into that front knee as much as you can while keeping the left heel grounded. Stay here for one more breath in. Good. On an exhale, warrior two. Pivot your hips over to the left. Back foot is now at a parallel to the short edge of the mat. Sink down into your right knee. Scoop your right sit bone underneath you. Take a peek at your fingers, your middle fingers. Make sure they're really casting shadows right above your feet. Use the breath to sink a little deeper. Good. Inhale to straighten right leg. Exhale, place your right hand down on a block or on your shin or on the mat. Trikonasana triangle pose. So, left hand reaches up to the sky. Think about lengthening from your right hip crease out through the right armpit. So it means you have to shimmy your hips back a little bit. Gazes up at left thumb, breathe in. Good, come back to your warrior two. Come to stand at the top of your mat. Plant your weight into your right foot. Inhale, left knee to chest. Exhale, find a tree pose. Use your hands or not and place your inner or your left foot somewhere along the inner seam of your right leg. You can come up super high onto the thigh or down at your calf, or you can even put your left toes down like a kickstand for balance. Hands at heart center. Find your point of focus and breathe. Good, left kneecap points forward. Dive your heart forward, extend your left leg back behind you. Find a standing splits. So torso is really diving down as far as you can. Hips are square, left heel is driving high. Couple breaths here, lengthen out along the back of the right hamstring. As you exhale, parallel your body, bring your hands to heart center, warrior three. Option to stay here, or if you want more of a challenge, extend your arms forward. So much length from the left heel all the way through the fingertips. Several breaths to land here. Push the ground away with your right leg. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, chair pose, left foot steps forward. Bend both knees, sit your hips back. Arms reach high. Steady breath. Hug your muscles to the bones. Compress everything towards midline. Inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands. We're gonna find a crow pose if you want it. Otherwise, move back to downward facing dog. So hands plant, knees to the back of the triceps. Lift your hips high and then shift your weight forward into your fingertips, so much so that your feet lift. Hug your heels in towards your bum and hold here. Three more breaths. From here, option to shoot your legs back and move through chaturanga, but please, when your feet land behind you, land with bent elbows. Otherwise, just lower your feet down, move through vinyasa. If you want though, propel your legs backwards as you bend into your elbows. Lower chest to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, let's move through one sun salutation A to reset. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, release. Plant down through your feet. Inhale to rise, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, move through your vinyasa. We meet in downward facing dog. Plant down through your right foot. Inhale, left heel sweeps high. Exhale to bend your knee, open your hip, curl your heel in towards your glute, and think about pointing your kneecap up towards the sky. Micro bend in the right knee. Push the ground forward and away with your palms. Open up a little further into the left front body. Exhale, step your left foot between your thumbs. Swivel right heel down at an angle. Stack your left knee over your left big toe. And then engage your glutes. Pull your sit bone towards the back of your knee to lift you up. Warrior one, Veerabhadrasana one. Pelvis is facing forward, so scoop that right hip forward. Arms reach high. Bend into your left knee, but plant back into the outer right heel. Couple more breaths. Let that focus draw you inwards. Focus on your shape and your breath and nothing else. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Pelvis over to the right. Your right foot is now parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left hand forward, right hand back. Sink a little deeper into that front knee. Single point of focus. Good. As you inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, Trikonasana triangle pose. Left hand to the inside of the left shin or onto a block. As you breathe in, peel your right hand up towards the sky. Gaze can follow the right thumb. Shimmy your hips back and underneath you to lengthen through the left side body. Grow long through all your limbs. Use your muscles to stretch you further. Good, rebend into left knee, warrior two. And step to the front of the mat. Right foot up, shift your weight into your left foot. Inhale, right knee to chest. And then tree pose, Vrikshasana, right foot to the inside of the left thigh or left calf. Hands to heart center and hold. Always have the option to make things more difficult by lifting your arms or by closing your eyes. Wherever you need to take this right now is fine. And that goes for both ways. That goes for modifying as well. Good, breathe in, right kneecap points forward. Breathe out, standing splits, dive forward over your left leg. Use your right posterior chain muscles to lift your right heel higher. Couple breaths to feel that hamstring stretch. Good, and then hands come to heart center. Parallel your body. Pull your right hip down, warrior three. Flex out through the right foot. You can stay here, or if you want, you can extend both arms forward. Full expression of the pose. Couple more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Right foot meets the left. Bend into your knees, sink your hips low. You know where we are. 5 breaths. 5 slow breaths. One more inhale, stretch long through the fingertips. One more exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. Hands plant. Move through your vinyasa or crow pose. Knees to the back of the triceps, shift forward. Lift your toes off the mat and curl your heel in towards your glutes. Gaze is out in front of you a couple inches. We're here for 2 more breaths. Again, option to shoot your legs back or to ease them down on your next exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep right heel high. Exhale, pigeon pose. Right ankle behind left wrist. Right knee behind right wrist. If you're really open in the hips, your front shin is parallel and your foot is flexed. If you need more space, point through the right toes and bend your knee more. Inhale, find some length. Peek back at your hips, make sure they're square. And then exhale, option to fold down. Soften a little bit more here. Roll onto your right hip. Bring your left foot, swing it all the way to the front and then to the outside of your right knee. Left fingertips are planted back behind you. Inhale, reach right hand high. Exhale, seated twist, right elbow to hook. on outside of left knee. Good, unravel, plant your hands, swing your left leg back behind you, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel lifts high. Exhale, pigeon pose on the other side. Take a few moments to really set up the shape. Make sure you're not just automatically going to something that isn't necessarily healthy for you. Once you feel stable in your base, you can go ahead and fold. Send breath into the left outer hip. Melt in the pose for a couple more breaths. And then roll onto your left hip. Lift your torso, swing your right leg so the foot plants the outside of your left knee. Plant your right fingertips back behind you. Inhale, reach up through your left hand. And exhale, twist to the right, hooking left elbow. Good. From here, unravel your legs and just lay down onto your back. Bring your heels close in towards your bottom. Kneecaps are pointing up to the sky, and on an exhale, drive down through your feet. Engage your glutes, lift your hips. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. You can stay here, or you can roll your shoulders underneath your body and interlace your fingertips. Final couple breaths. Exhale, lower down. Reset just for a brief moment. Make sure your spine feels okay. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a big squeeze as you inhale. Lift your chin from the mat. Exhale, Shavasana. And today, the theme is to not overcomplicate things, to just be in your practice. It doesn't have to be funky and creative and mind-blowing every time, but it is solid and steady, and so are you if you take the time to be mindful and present and to live out the things that you know are true and healthy and connected. When you're ready, you can roll onto one side really gently, but take as much time there as you need. And push up to a seat. Keep your eyes closed, cross your legs. Place your hands on your body and empty the air from your lungs. Take one more inhale here together. Fill up all the way to the top and hold it. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh it out. And start to wiggle your fingers and toes and slowly open your eyes so the gaze is soft at first. Reorient yourself with your space, with your day, with your life, feeling a little more connected to yourself along the way. That is the goal. Thank you for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I have my Venmo listed below. It would mean a lot if you donated. You don't have to, I want you here either way, but if you have the means, it would be really appreciated. And thank you, and I'll see you next time.